You think you have time. You don't. That's the biggest lie we tell ourselves. I'll do it later. Later isn't guaranteed. Later is an illusion. The clock is ticking, and every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Look around. How many people do you know who are just waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for something to change? And before they know it, years have passed, and they're still stuck in the same place, telling the same stories, making the same excuses. Do you want that to be you? Because here's the truth. Time is the most valuable currency you will ever have. Not money, not status, not possessions, time. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose an opportunity and create another. But once time is gone, it's gone forever. You don't get a refund. You don't get a second shot at yesterday. And most people don't realize this until it's too late, until they're looking back, filled with regret, wishing they had started sooner, wishing they had lived bolder, wishing they had taken that risk instead of playing it safe. So what are you doing with your time? Are you investing it in your future, in your growth, in the things that truly matter? Or are you throwing it away on distractions, on fear, on things that don't serve you? Because the difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck isn't talent, it isn't luck, it's how they use their time. The ones who win, they move fast. They don't wait for permission. They don't hesitate. They make a decision, take action, and adjust as they go. You have a choice. Keep waiting, keep delaying, keep convincing yourself that you have time, or wait up, take control. Because time is running, and the only question that matters is, are you running with it? How many times have you told yourself, I'll start when I'm ready? How many dreams, ideas, and opportunities have you put on hold because the timing wasn't perfect? Let me tell you something. The perfect moment is a myth. It doesn't exist. And if you're waiting for it, you're going to be waiting forever. People get stuck because they think they need to have everything figured out before they take action. They think they need the perfect plan, the perfect skills, the perfect conditions. And because things aren't perfect, they do nothing. That's how dreams die, slowly, quietly, buried under excuses. The truth is, perfection is just fear dressed up in a fancy outfit. It's a way to justify hesitation. It's a way to stay safe, but safety isn't success. Safety isn't growth. Progress happens when you move, when you take messy, imperfect action, when you start before you're ready. Think about the people who are winning in life, the ones who build businesses, create impact, achieve massive success. Do you think they had it all figured out before they started? No. They jumped in, they learned as they went. They failed, adapted, and kept moving forward. That's how you grow. That's how you win. So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop letting perfection paralyze you. You don't need to know every step. You just need to take the first one, and then the next, and then the next. Because movement creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence, and confidence creates results. You will never feel fully ready. You will never have all the answers. But that's the point. Growth comes from stepping into the unknown, from figuring it out as you go. So drop the need for perfection, drop the excuses, and just start. Because done is always better than perfect. You're going to fail, not once, not twice, but over and over again. And that's not a bad thing. It's the best thing that can happen to you. Because failure isn't the end of the road. It's the beginning. It's the teacher that success will never be. Most people are terrified of failing. They think if they mess up, if they fall short, it means they aren't good enough, smart enough, capable enough. But that's a lie. The only real failure is never trying. The only way you lose is by quitting. Because every mistake, every setback, every time you fall flat on your face, it's giving you something. A lesson, a strategy, a way to be better, stronger, smarter the next time around. Think about a child learning to walk. Do they fall? Of course, over and over. But do they sit there and say, well, I guess walking just isn't for me? No, they keep getting up, they keep going, and eventually they figure it out. That's how success works. You fall, you get up, you adjust, you try again, and every time you do, you get closer. But most people don't do that. Most people fall once and never try again. They let one failure define them. They take one rejection, one setback, one moment of struggle and turn it into a story. I guess I wasn't meant to do this. No. That's the moment to push harder. That's the moment to learn. That's the moment to grow. The most successful people in the world, they've failed more times than you've even tried. because they know failure isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. So don't run from it, don't avoid it, lean into it. Fail faster, fail bigger, fail forward, because every time you do, you're one step closer to the breakthrough. Look at the people around you, really look, because whether you realize it or not, they are shaping your future, your mindset, your habits, your standards. Everything is being influenced by the people you surround yourself with. You want to know where your life is headed? Take a look at your 5 closest friends. That's your future staring back at you. Success isn't just about what you know, it's about who you spend your time with. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you're constantly around people who settle, who complain, who make excuses, then guess what? You're going to start doing the same. Energy is contagious. If you surround yourself with people who think small, who fear failure, who never push beyond their comfort zone, that energy will pull you down like an anchor. But when you get around winners, people who challenge themselves, who think bigger, who push their limits, everything changes. Your mindset starts to become your mindset. Their hunger, their drive, their standards, it all starts rubbing off on you. Suddenly, things that once seemed impossible start to feel within reach. You start expecting more from yourself. You start demanding more from life. And let's be real, some people in your life, they aren't meant to go where you're going. You might love them, you might care about them, but if they're holding you back, if they're keeping you stuck in the same old patterns, then you need to make a choice, because your future is too important to let the wrong people sabotage it. You want to level up, surround yourself with people who force you to grow, people who make you uncomfortable, people who push you to be better, think bigger, and take massive action. Because in the end, your environment will either pull you down or lift you up. And that choice is entirely yours. Most people spend their whole lives chasing happiness like it's something out there, something they have to find. They think once I get the money, once I get the house, once I get the promotion, then I'll be happy. And guess what happens? They get it. And for a moment, there's a high, a rush, until it fades. And suddenly they're back to square one, searching for the next thing that will finally make them feel fulfilled. Because happiness doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. And if you don't master that, nothing you achieve will ever be enough. You could have all the success in the world, millions in the bank, the perfect job, the dream lifestyle, but if you're not right on the inside, none of it will matter. How many people have you seen who seem to have it all, yet they're miserable? They're anxious, they're lost, because they built everything externally, but never took care of what was happening internally. True happiness isn't about what you have, it's about who you become. It's about growth. It's about contribution. It's about knowing that every single day you're moving forward, becoming a better version of yourself, and making an impact in the lives of others. That's what lasts. That's what creates deep, lasting fulfillment. And the most powerful part, you don't have to wait for some external event to feel it. You can feel it now. Gratitude, growth, purpose, these things are available to you in this moment. But you have to choose them. You have to shift your mindset from I'll be happy when to I'll be happy now as I grow, as I contribute, as I build the life I want. Because when you stop chasing happiness and start creating it from within, everything else starts to fall into place. You can have all the ambition in the world, all the talent, all the drive, but if you don't have your health, none of it matters. What's the point of success if you're too exhausted, too stressed, too sick to enjoy it? What's the point of wealth if you're spending it on doctors, medications, and hospital visits because you ignored your body for years? People sacrifice their health chasing success, and then they spend their success trying to buy back their health. But it doesn't work that way. Your body is your power source. It's the engine that drives everything you do. You want energy, you want clarity, you want to wake up feeling unstoppable, then you've got to take care of yourself. Because when you neglect your health, when you don't move, when you fill your body with junk, when you run on caffeine and stress instead of real fuel, you're operating at a fraction of your potential. Most people wait until there's a problem. They wait until the doctor gives them a wake-up call. They wait until they're forced to change. Why wait? Why let yourself break down before you start taking care of the one thing that keeps you going? You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to live in the gym or follow some extreme diet, but you do need to make your health a priority. Move your body every day, fuel it with real food, get the sleep your mind and body need to function at their peak. Because when you do, everything changes. Your energy skyrockets, your focus sharpens. You don't just survive the day, you dominate it. This isn't about just living longer, it's about living better. It's about waking up every day with the strength, the energy, the fire to go after your dreams without limitations. Because without your health, you have nothing. But when you have it, you have the foundation to build everything. No one is coming to save you. Not your boss, not your parents, not the government, not some magical stroke of luck. If you're waiting for someone to show up and hand you the life you want, you're going to be waiting forever. The only person who can change your life is you. Too many people go through life believing that someday, somehow, things will just work out. That if they wait long enough, if they struggle long enough, if they just keep their head down and do what they're told, success will find them, but life doesn't work that way. No one owes you anything. No one is keeping score waiting to reward you for how much you've endured. The people who win in life, they don't wait. They take control. They step up. They decide that no matter what, they are responsible for their future. Because responsibility is power. The second you stop blaming your past, your circumstances, the economy, or other people, you take your power back. You stop being a victim and you start being the creator of your own destiny. And that's when things change. That's when you stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. That's when you stop hoping for success and start demanding it from yourself. You have two choices. Spend your life waiting for something to change, or make the decision to change it yourself. Take ownership of your time, your energy, your decisions. If you want more, do more. If you want different results, take different actions. Because at the end of the day, no one is going to do it for you. And that's not bad news, it's the best news. Because it means that you are in control. And when you finally embrace that, nothing can stop you. Most people spend their lives trying to be liked. They shrink themselves, edit their words, and hold back their truth just to avoid rocking the boat. They let the opinions of others dictate their decisions, their actions, even their dreams. But here's the truth. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, not everyone is going to like you. And that's okay. Because the moment you start living for approval is the moment you stop living for yourself. You weren't put on this earth to fit into someone else's expectations. You weren't meant to dim your light just to make others comfortable. And yet, so many people spend their entire lives trapped by fear. Fear of judgment, fear of criticism, fear of what people will say. But let me ask you something. Are those opinions paying your bills? Are they building your future? Are they the ones waking up every day and putting in the work for your dreams? No. So why are you giving them power over your life? The truth is, the people who criticize you, the ones who judge you, they aren't doing more than you. They aren't playing bigger than you. They're just watching from the sidelines. And if you let their words stop you, you're giving up your potential for the comfort of people who don't even matter in the long run. You want real freedom? Stop seeking approval. Stop trying to be everything for everyone. Focus on being the truest, boldest version of yourself. Because when you do that, you stop attracting people who want you to stay small, and you start attracting the ones who push you forward. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Not being liked, but being authentic. Because the people who truly matter, they don't need you to fit in. They need you to rise up and be exactly who you were meant to be. Most people never ask for what they want. They assume life will just hand them opportunities. They wait for recognition, for a promotion, for someone to notice their hard work. But here's the truth. Closed mouths don't get fed. If you don't ask, if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't make your desires known, you will be stuck watching others take what could have been yours. Fear holds people back. Fear of rejection, fear of looking foolish, fear of hearing no. But no is not the end. No is a step closer to yes. Every successful person you admire has been told no more times than they can count. But they didn't stop. They didn't take it personally. They learned from it, adjusted, and asked again. That's the difference between people who get what they want and people who settle. They don't let rejection define them. They don't assume one no means never. You want more in life? Ask for it. You want a raise? Ask for it. You want a new opportunity? Ask for it. You want mentorship, a partnership, a shot at something bigger? Ask. Speak up. Stop assuming people know what you want. Stop waiting for permission, and stop telling yourself you're not ready. The worst that can happen is you hear no. And guess what? That doesn't change anything. You're right where you started, except now you have more information, more experience, more resilience, because the reality is most people don't get what they want, not because they aren't capable, not because they aren't worthy, but because they never had the courage to ask. So start asking. Start demanding more from yourself, from life, from the opportunities around you. Because the people who get what they want, they don't wait for it, they go for it. You will never feel ready. That's the hard truth. The perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect set of circumstances, it doesn't exist. If you're waiting for everything to line up before you take action, you'll be waiting forever. You'll spend your life in the land of I'll start when. And the truth is, whenever comes, the best time to start is always now. Why? Because waiting for perfection is just another form of procrastination. It's the fear of stepping into the unknown, the fear of making mistakes, the fear of not being good enough. But let me tell you something, you will never be perfect. No one is. Perfection is a myth, it's a trap that keeps you stuck. The people who succeed are the ones who understand this simple principle. Take action, even when you don't have all the answers. They don't wait for the conditions to be perfect. They create their own momentum by doing, by learning, by adjusting along the way. Think about it. How many times have you wanted to start something but told yourself you weren't ready? Maybe it was a business idea, a project, a conversation with someone important. And then what happened? Time passed and the opportunity slipped away. Why? Because you didn't act. Because you were waiting for the stars to align. You want to make progress? Start messy, start imperfect, start now. Because you will learn more in the first 5 steps than you will in hours of planning. You will learn more from doing than from thinking about it endlessly. The truth is, the more you wait, the further away your goals get. But when you take that first step, even if it's wobbly, even if it's imperfect, you've already won. You'll never feel 100% ready. But guess what? That's the secret to growth. Start before you're ready. Take action anyway, and the rest will follow. You can never get this time back. Time is the one thing we all have in common, but also the one thing we take for granted the most. We act like is an infinite supply, like we have all the time in the world. But the reality is, life is short. You don't know how much time you have left. You don't know what tomorrow will bring. And the longer you wait to do something meaningful, to make a change, to live your truth, the more you risk losing. I'm sure many of you have heard the phrase, life is short, but do you actually live like you believe it? Do you act like there's an urgency in your life, or do you keep putting things off? Do you keep telling yourself, I'll do it later, I'll get to that next year. One day when the timing is right, I'll make that move. And let me ask you, how many next years have come and gone without you taking action? How many one days have passed with you waiting for something outside of yourself to change before you finally make that decision? The truth is, time doesn't wait for anyone. Time keeps moving, and whether you're ready or not, it's going to keep passing. It's easy to get caught up in the small distractions, the day-to-day tasks, the mindless scrolling, the procrastination. But at the end of the day, those things don't matter. What matters is what you do with your time, what you choose to prioritize, what you decide to make happen. Every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. And when you look back, you won't regret the risks you took, the chances you seized, or the dreams you chased. No, you'll regret the time you didn't use, the moments you let slip by because you were too afraid or too comfortable to act. You'll regret not doing the things you said you would, not becoming the person you know you're capable of becoming. You think you have all the time in the world, but in reality, you don't know how much you have left. So make it count. Make every day meaningful. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, stop putting things off, and start living like time is your most precious resource. Because it is. Don't waste another minute. I'm sure many of you have heard the phrase, life is short, but do you actually live like you believe it? Do you act like there's an urgency in your life, or do you keep putting things off? Do you keep telling yourself, I'll do it later, I'll get to that next year. One day when the timing is right, I'll make that move. And let me ask you, how many next years have come and gone without you taking action? How many one days have passed with you waiting for something outside of yourself to change before you finally make that decision? The truth is, time doesn't wait for anyone. Time keeps moving, and whether you're ready or not, it's going to keep passing. It's easy to get caught up in the small distractions, the day-to-day tasks, the mindless scrolling, the procrastination. But at the end of the day, those things don't matter. What matters is what you do with your time, what you choose to prioritize, what you decide to make happen. Every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. And when you look back, you won't regret the risks you took, the chances you seized, or the dreams you chased. No, you'll regret the time you didn't use, the moments you let slip by because you were too afraid or too comfortable to act. You'll regret not doing the things you said you would, not becoming the person you know you're capable of becoming. You think you have all the time in the world, but in reality, you don't know how much you have left. So make it count. Make every day meaningful. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop putting things off, and start living like time is your most precious resource, because it is. Don't waste another minute.